It's 11 p.m. The room is dark. You're lying in bed, face glowing blue from your phone screen. You see it. Your cousin's Instagram story from the family barbecue you skipped. Look at them. Everyone is laughing, hugging, holding red cups. It looks like a scene straight out of a cheesy Hallmark movie. And you? You're home, alone. You're in your sweats, eating leftovers. And honestly, you felt great about that decision. Zero regrets. Until right now. Suddenly, that weird, heavy feeling hits your chest. The guilt creeps in. That nagging voice in the back of your head starts whispering, "What is wrong with me? Why can't I just be normal like them?" Here is the plot twist nobody tells you. Absolutely nothing is wrong with you. In fact, today I'm going to show you why that feeling, that urge to stay home, might actually be your brain trying to save your life. Let's start with the ugly truth nobody wants to say out loud. The reason you feel like you're suffocating at family events isn't because you hate your family. It's because you hate the character you have to play when you're around them. Think about it. In your real life, the one you built, you're a different person. At work, you're the expert. With your friends, you're the funny one or the listener. You are a competent adult. But the second you walk through your parents' front door, it's like time travel. Bad time travel. Suddenly, you aren't the adult who pays taxes and manages a team. You're auditioning for a role you didn't want. A role that was written for you when you were 7 years old. There's a concept called family systems theory, and it explains this perfectly. Think of your family like a TV sitcom that's been running for 30 seasons. The writers are lazy. They refuse to let the characters change. Your sister? She's still the responsible one. Your brother? He's the screw-up or the clown. And you? You are whatever lazy label got slapped on your forehead in middle school. The wild part is that this isn't just in your head. It's physical. Research shows that these old roles create actual shortcuts in your brain. When you step into that house, your brain literally switches to autopilot. It stops thinking like the adult you are today and starts following scripts from 20 years ago. You aren't choosing to act like a moody teenager. Your brain is pulling up ancient software it hasn't updated since 2005, and there is nothing you can do to stop the glitch. Science backs this up. A 2019 study in the Journal of Family Psychology found something terrifying. They looked at adults visiting their childhood homes. Within just 15 minutes, their cortisol levels spiked. That's your primary stress hormone. These adults showed the same physical reaction as people in the middle of a serious conflict. Your body is reacting to a threat, but the threat isn't a bear or a mugger. It's the threat of losing yourself. It's the threat of having your identity erased. Now, let's dig into what really drives you crazy at these gatherings. It's not the boring small talk about the weather. It's not even Uncle Derek ranting about his weird conspiracy theories again. It is the complete and total destruction of your autonomy. In your daily life, you have built a fortress. You have boundaries. You control who comes in. You control your schedule. You control your peace. You have probably spent years, maybe thousands of dollars in therapy, learning the power of the word no. But family gatherings? Those are boundary black holes. The rules of the real world don't apply there. Suddenly, rude questions get a pass. When are you getting married? Isn't intrusive anymore. Now it's just showing interest. You look tired or you've gained weight isn't an insult. It's just concern. Every personal jab, every comment about your job, your money, your relationship status, it all gets wrapped up in this toxic packaging called love. And if you get mad, you're the bad guy. Here is what is happening under the hood. When someone stomps on your boundaries, your amygdala lights up. That's your brain's alarm system. It starts screaming. It doesn't matter that it's your sweet old grandma asking why you're still single. Your nervous system doesn't care who it is. It registers one thing: loss of control equals danger. And when your brain senses danger, it gives you three options: fight, flight, or freeze. Psychologist Marissa Franco calls this forced intimacy. Her research is brutal. She found that this dynamic triggers the exact same neural pathways as being trapped in a room with a stranger you don't feel safe with. Except it's actually worse, because with a stranger, you can leave. With family, you are expected to sit there, smile, and eat the casserole. Let me ask you a quick question. How much energy does it take to hang out with your best friends on a Friday night? Probably none. You might even leave with more energy. Now, compare that to 3 hours with your extended family. You leave feeling like you just ran a marathon in mud. If you're thinking, wait, those are two completely different things, you just stumbled onto the secret. It's called social masking. We all do it a little bit. We put on a polite face for the cashier or the boss. But with family, you aren't just being polite. You are managing a decades-long PR campaign. You become the editor of your own reality show. Cut to the smile. Dodge the political debate. Laugh at grandpa's joke even though it makes your skin crawl. Pretend you actually care about your aunt's gluten-free diet. This isn't just chatting. This is emotional calculus. Every single interaction requires you to predict how they'll react, dodge conflict, and protect everyone's feelings except your own. You are performing normalcy to keep the peace. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that handles decision-making, gets absolutely fried. It's like running a high-end video game on an old laptop. The fan is spinning, the battery is draining, and eventually, the system crashes. And look, if you have ADHD, autism, or anxiety, this performance is torture. Why? Because these family members remember the unmasked version of you. They remember the weird kid, the one who didn't fit in. And a deep, dark part of you is terrified that if you slip up for 1 second, they'll see that you've been faking it this whole time. But here is where things get really dark. Family gatherings aren't just parties. They are status reports. They are live action report cards. Every conversation is code. How's the job? Actually means, are you successful yet? Still renting that apartment? Actually means, your cousin just bought a house. Why haven't you? You look different usually means, I have an opinion about your body that I'm about to share. Social comparison theory tells us that humans are hardwired to measure themselves against others. We can't help it. But family gatherings are comparison on steroids. Why? Because these people have your entire history. They have the baseline data. And here is the brutal part. Studies show that perceived social failure, feeling like you're less than, activates the same brain regions as physical pain. Your brain does not know the difference between my sister just got promoted and I just got fired and I just slammed my hand in a car door. Neuroscientist Matthew Lieberman did the research. He found that social rejection lights up the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. That is the pain center. This isn't a metaphor. You aren't hurt emotionally. Your brain is treating those comments like actual physical injuries. But here's the kicker. Physical pain fades. A bruise heals. This comparison? It ferments. It rots. It follows you home. It's the voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. whispering, everyone is moving forward with their lives except you. Now, everyone loves to blame introversion. You hear it all the time. Oh, you just need alone time to recharge. But here is the thing. Introversion isn't the problem. Forced socialization is the problem. Research proves that introverts can socialize for hours without getting tired. If they choose the people and the context, put an introvert with their favorite person talking about their favorite topic, their energy actually goes up. The killer at family gatherings isn't the crowd, it's the lack of choice. Psychologists call it obligatory socialization. Your brain processes it the exact same way it processes being trapped. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between stuck in an elevator with a stranger who won't shut up and stuck at the dinner table with relatives asking invasive questions. Both situations trigger the same equation. Inability to escape plus discomfort equals threat response. That dread you feel when the Sunday dinner notification hits your phone? That stomach drop? That is not social anxiety. That is your body predicting a situation where your needs are going to be ignored and bracing for impact. So, what do you actually do with all this? How do you survive without becoming a hermit? First, stop apologizing for how you are wired. Hating these gatherings doesn't make you broken or defective. It might actually mean you've developed healthy boundaries and self-awareness. That uncomfortable feeling? That's called growth. That's your gut telling you something is wrong with the environment, not you. Second, get strategic. Stop playing by their rules. Shorten the visits. 2 hours is better than 2 days. Book a hotel room. I don't care if they guilt trip you about the guest room. Having a safe space to retreat to is non-negotiable. Have an exit plan. Keep a friend on speed dial to call you with a fake emergency if things go south. Redefine what family time looks like. Maybe it's not the big chaotic dinner. Maybe it's just coffee with the one cousin you actually like. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe, for a while, it's nothing at all. Third, burn this truth into your brain. You do not owe anyone access to your mental health. Not your parents. Not tradition. Not the idea of what a family should look like. The people who truly love you, they will respect your boundaries. The ones who get mad, they are the exact reason you needed those boundaries in the first place. Look, blood doesn't automatically mean belonging. Shared DNA is just biology. It's not a binding contract. And showing up doesn't always equal showing love. Sometimes showing up just means suffering in silence. And that helps nobody. If you have spent years wondering what is wrong with you for dreading these events, let me save you the therapy bill. You aren't broken. You are just done performing for an audience that refuses to see who you actually are. And honestly, walking away from that performance is the healthiest thing you will ever do. If this clicks something in your brain, hit subscribe. We're going to keep digging into the psychology of why you are the way you are. No judgment, just science and a little bit of chaos. See you in the next one.